Hello, I'm Transformers fan G138, and this is my video review of Shattered Glass Drift from the Transformers Collectors Club Timeline series, specifically the Shattered Glass or the alternate universe storyline where everything is reversed. Basically, Drift is a good guy gone bad, turned mercenary, rather than a bad guy turned good, gone hero. So it's interesting. I forgot to look up what this means, but I think somebody said it meant mercenary or something for hire. You know, I really don't know. I don't read Japanese. Like the one on Drift, I believe, is either samurai or Drift. They're actually different in the comic book to the Drift in the toy. One's samurai and one's Drift. I forget which one's which, though. Again, I don't read Japanese. So, it's interesting. Compared to the other Drift, which I don't have in car mode at the moment, these patterns are new, but it's literally reversed color. Drift is all white with red details on his car, where this one's red with white details, and a little bit black. They went with a really cool deco based on, oh wow, Deadpool from the Marvel Universe. And it works. It really does. So, it actually is a really nice car. I really wanted to see this mold in a red color, and I'm glad they got around to it. I really do like it. As you can see here, he comes with the same flimsy sword as the original Drift, but yay, go for safety laws. So, I'll get into this a little bit more in robot mode. It rolls really nicely, just like the regular Drift. I really enjoy it. The spoiler is awesome. With the black details on it. So, I really like the car mode on this. I love how the wheel rims actually have two different colors. It's silver for this part, but red in there. That just looks awesome. So, I'm going to go ahead and transform this guy. And here he is in robot mode. I love Drift. He is one of my favorite characters, mainly because he has swords, and I love this mold in red. I think it's fantastic. First off, he's got the purple Autobot symbols here on his shoulders for the Shattered Glass Autobots, the evil Autobots from the alternate dimension. He's got white eyes because Deadpool has white eyes, so on his costume, so that's neat. And I like how those paint apps are in different locations, but are opposite of what Drift had. Like Drift had red down here, and this guy has white up here. I think that's kind of neat. Also, they painted this little air thing white too, and black around it. That's neat. Interestingly enough, I did not pull out Drift Sword. I'm using the one that came with the Make Toys or Mucka Toys or whatever. I've heard it pronounced multiple ways. Optimus Prime G2 trailer set, first edition, and that it was worth the $100 just for the sword. So this one is actually a lighter gray, like than the one that came with the regular Drift. But instead of having the circle painted, they painted the handle, which is a little odd, but I guess it works. Gives a little more detail on his back, I suppose. Like, you know, there's a handle there instead. So it's definitely nifty. I'll give it that. It still has the same Cybertronian symbols. It's the same soft plastic. But that aside, he also comes with his swords, which Drift's were painted silver, and I actually have Drift right here. So this is Drift, the original Drift sword. These unpainted like this, without the silver, actually makes them look longer. These swords actually in his hands appear longer than the Drift sword does, but like you can tell they're the same size, but it looks aesthetically bigger. I think it's just because the silver paint on this one makes it look fatter for some reason. So yep, that just they fit right here in the holsters, or the sheaths actually. This sword still fits on his back. He's got also with this, he came with 2 of the blasters that came with Blur, because Deadpool uses both guns and swords. So I thought that was a cool added feature. I would have liked to see the big sniper rifle come with it too, but he didn't, so. And unfortunately, they're slightly different mold than the Blur, so he can't actually store his guns in his holsters. I believe in the Blur mold you can put the swords in. They're just a little bit looser, and the guns in separately, obviously. But with this mold, you can only put in the swords, which is a little bit of a disappointment. A little bit back to the swords. They did do some purple detailing, which it actually really does look nice. That's what I was getting at when I was talking about the paint apps. So that is actually pretty neat. So as far as articulation goes, like the original Drift figure, which I will actually just pull down here for a quick comparison of colors, definitely tell like they're pretty well opposites, and I think that's just fantastic. Oh, yeah, I like to play with toys sometimes. They're fun. Anyway, so he's got a little bit of foot movement due to the way that he transforms, and he's got knee movement. Not too much, but at least from a little bit more than 90 degrees. He's got a ball and socket joint hip. He's got a hinge here. These rotate to get out of the way when you need to. They also go up and down. It's nice. His hands are on a ball and socket joint, so you can get him in some pretty cool poses with the sword. Dual wielding, single wielding, both swords, one sword, one gun. You can do a lot with this figure, and I like it. He's got a ball and socket joint shoulder here, as well as a hinged shoulder inside due to transformation, and that's pretty neat. His head is actually on a swivel with another swivel joint at his neck, on his neck. So it's a double hinged neck system rather than a ball and socket joint, which is interesting. I really don't know why they did that, but definitely not complaining about it. I like it. He does also have a double elbow joint, so you get a lot of motion there. He's got a swivel here, and that pretty much covers the articulation. He's got his wheels here. In the comic book, these are much smaller, but realistically, scale-wise, that should be impossible. You know, so he's got some pretty cool looks to him. And due to the wideness of the legs, you can get him in some pretty cool poses without him tipping over. Just gotta find the, like, you know, you can do some really cool poses. That's what I like about the Drift figure. I waited from the first time they announced the original Drift figure, I waited almost a year with my finger hovering above the pre-order button, and waiting for it to go online for pre-order. So, the only issue I have with this mold that they gave me is from the Fun Pub. They actually gave me 2 of the same gun. I mean, it doesn't really so much matter without the sniper rifle or the holsters, but the fact is they're the same gun. There's actually 2 different guns. They should be mirror images of each other with these clips on them, going each the opposite way. One goes one way and the other one goes the other. But for some bizarre reason, I ended up with 2 of the same. I guess it beats 2 of the same of this instead of 2 of the same hand kind of thing, you know. But I mean, it doesn't really affect the figure at all, other than it's not completely symmetrical, although you really have to be almost OCD to notice it. I just happened to notice it because I was trying to, I was playing around with both this guy, Blur, and Drift when I got him. Like, hey, wait a minute. But that pretty much concludes my video review for Shattered Glass Drift from the Transformers Collectors Club Timelines series for the Shattered Glass. This goes nicely with either the 2008 box set, which I would really, really like to obtain at some point, and it would also be it also is really nice to display with the 2012 box set, which I have. I'm just not allowed to open until graduation. It's my graduation present this year, so it's pretty good. I get that in a couple weeks. So, yep. That's my video review of this. So if you have any requests for any more reviews, please post in the comments below, and I will add them to the list. Thanks for watching.